A new study by the University of Kentucky zeroes in on the impact of social distancing. Meanwhile, Governor Beshear is allowing horse racing to open back up by May 11th, but without fans. We'll hear from Keeneland CEO about rescheduling the spring meet.
Scattered rain chances continue, but for how long? We'll have that answer right now at 4:30.
With social distancing becoming our new normal, a new report by the Institute for the Study of Free Enterprise at the University of Kentucky found cases of COVID-19 in the Commonwealth would have reached more than 40,000 if we did not have those measures in place. WYMT's Dakota Makris met with the co-author of the report and has more on this study.
Looking at 4 types of restrictions: closing of public schools, entertainment establishments, banning of large gatherings, and healthy at home orders, our Commonwealth's COVID-19 numbers would look much different without them.
We took data on the number of cases in each county across the Midwest and the South, linked that with the dates that different states and sometimes counties implemented different social distancing restrictions.
That was Dr. Charles Quartermunch, Associate Professor of Economics at the University of Kentucky and Director of the Institute for the Study of Free Enterprise.
What would have happened without it?
He explains what Kentucky's growth would look like without state-enforced social distancing.
By April 25th, which is the last day we had data on, that without any of those restrictions, that the number of cases in Kentucky would have been well over 40,000.
On Wednesday, Kentucky's COVID-19 related deaths reached 235. Without social distancing guidelines, those deaths could have been in the thousands.
If you project that to number of deaths based on what we've observed in terms of the death rate so far, you'd get around 2,000 deaths.
There is a trade-off to social distancing.
From evidence like ours and other studies that are coming out across the country, we're at least learning that the stuff we did that inflicted the economic damage, actually did have benefit in terms of public health.
And making sure we do not undo our progress.
We're trying to say to everyone would be that it kind of is working, and we need to have a little bit of patience.
Soon seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
If you are interested in reading that study, we'll have a link to it on our website, WYMT.com. Next month, we'll see everything from car dealerships to barbershops to stores reopening with new restrictions and requirements. But there's also a lot of places that still won't reopen yet. Gina Lee owns a dance studio. She was not surprised the governor did not include dance studios in the Phase 1 reopenings. A lot of her dancers are little children, and social distancing with them would be difficult.
Within about 3 seconds, they're, off the sticker, and, so you really can't. They just have a mind of their own, and they don't understand that social distancing. So.
The dance instructor told us they probably will not resume classes until the fall or simply follow the schedule of the Lincoln County school system. For the second day in a row, Pike County Health Department officials reported a new case of COVID-19. There are now 13 total cases there. Health officials tell us the newest one is a 70-year-old man. We are told he is self-isolating at home. Yesterday, they reported 3 new cases. Today, we learned a former federal prosecutor filed a civil rights complaint with the U.S. Attorney against Elkhorn City Police Chief Bobby Sexton. The Lexington Herald-Leader reports the complaint stems from 2 citations Sexton issued last week against 2 people who reportedly failed to comply with social distancing rules at a Dollar General. A spokeswoman for the U.S. Attorney's Office says they are reviewing the complaint but could not provide further details to the newspaper. Yesterday, Governor Beshear outlined a plan, as we've been reporting, to reopen some businesses during his daily news conference beginning on May 11th. One plan included horse racing, but what does that mean for Keeneland in Lexington? Adam Berniston spoke with Keeneland's president to find out more.
Last Friday would have been the final races for the Keeneland Spring Meet, but due to COVID-19, all events at Keeneland had to be put on hold until the virus was more under control. It's the sound we all associate with spring. Normally, thousands would have packed Keeneland each day, but this year it's silent as everything remains shut down, resulting in major losses.
$102 million economic impact to our community that's wiped away. It was excruciating.
But they're finally getting some good news after Governor Beshear announced that horse racing may resume without fans on May 11th. And for Keeneland, they're already working with other tracks to reset the racing calendar.
We're looking for opportunities to be able to bring back some of these races we missed in the spring, some of these really important stakes races.
But that's not the only thing on their plate. Keeneland is also already looking ahead to their September yearling sale and the fall meets.
We're doing a whole lot of planning to make sure that sale can happen as smoothly and efficiently as possible and can engage those 38 different countries that always participate in our auction room.
Now, once racing does resume at Keeneland, Thomason tells me they will have options for fans to view their races online and even make bets through their app and other online platforms. At Keeneland, Adam Burniston, WKYT.
Thomason says many of the races that are being rescheduled are crucial to the trainers and jockeys who hope to race in the Kentucky Derby, which is rescheduled for September. Of course, it was supposed to be this weekend. With more people cooped up, fewer people are playing the lottery. Mega Millions and Powerball sales are down 50% in Kentucky. Despite lower numbers, lottery officials say the education commitment will still be honored. Last year, more than 125,000 students were given scholarships funded by the lottery. Fruit of the Loom is the latest company to announce furloughs because of COVID-19. Notices were sent to 541 employees at the clothing manufacturer's world headquarters in Bowling Green. The layoffs will take effect on Sunday.
Well, it's been another gloomy and just rainy day here in the mountains. Didn't see the heavy rain like we saw yesterday, but it's still not looking the best out there. We'll go ahead and take you to a few of those cameras as we look along Interstate 75 into Mount Vernon. You could see the rain on the camera and just the wet roadways, and it's looking very gloomy but very green out there as we've seen a lot of rain so far for the month of April. Pinpoint Doppler showing those lighter showers continuing, and they're really going to continue tonight. And yes, even as we head into tomorrow, like I said, they're just very stray, scattered rain chances. I'm sure we're seeing a lot of that misty rain out there as well. Temperatures into about the upper 40s if you're looking towards Lexington and Moorhead, lower 50s in Pikeville, Hazard, London, and closer to the mid 50s if you're looking down towards Bell County and possibly a little bit into Harlan. You're saying 55 right now into parts of Middlesboro. Now for tonight, we'll drop into about the low to mid 40s. We'll see a few showers here and there, but overall see those mostly cloudy skies. We're also going to continue to see those foggy conditions, and if you can hear that in the background, that is my dog who has the zoomies right now. We are going to continue to see those gloomy conditions, sadly, for your Friday, at least throughout most of the day. Sunshine does return, though, as we head into the weekend, but we also have more rain moving in as we head into the weekend. I'll have that full weekend forecast coming up in a little bit.
All right, maybe we'll get to see that dog one day, Paige. Thank you. The number of deaths from the coronavirus hit another grim milestone today, pushing past 61,000. More than 40% of those deaths are in New York City. While the federal social distancing guidelines end tomorrow, many states are making their own decisions about reopening. California's governor is expected to announce today he's closing all beaches and state parks tomorrow, while Florida is moving in the opposite direction. Restaurants and retailers will be allowed to open at 25% indoor capacity starting Monday. This afternoon, the president will focus his remarks on protecting a group that is most vulnerable to the coronavirus, senior citizens. And meanwhile, the FDA is working on an emergency use authorization of the drug remdesivir to treat hospitalized COVID-19 patients after an NIH study showed promising results.
The data shows that remdesivir has a clear-cut, significant positive effect in diminishing the time to recovery.
I couldn't be more inspired.
That was Vice President Mike Pence as he traveled to his home state of Indiana, where he toured a GM plant that is manufacturing ventilators. Now to a story we're working on for 6. A man is behind bars in connection to a March fight that ended in another man's death. This is Jeremy Smith. On March 13th, the sheriff says Russell Knuckles went to Smith's house. While there, investigators say Smith assaulted Knuckles, leading to fatal injuries. Smith faces murder and tampering with physical evidence charges. One man is dead following a chase that started in Johnson County and ended near the Martin County line. State police say they got a call from police in Richland County, Ohio. KSB was told to be on the lookout for a certain man. Troopers say that man led them on a chase near Inez and barricaded himself in a van. He was shot by law enforcement around 3 o'clock this morning. We hope to learn more about this incident by 6 o'clock tonight. Coming up here on Mountain News at 4:30. How to think about your rainy day fund right now, whether you have one or not.
And you can use that rainy day fund heading into tomorrow as the gloomy conditions continue, but this weekend looking a little bit better. I'll have that full weekend forecast coming up.
When you see news